Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Grow and Clip Bonsai for Seniors. Today we're going to do the Vitex Chaste tree that I got in the mail yesterday. Right now it's 44 degrees Fahrenheit, 7 degrees Celsius. We're going to use a fast draining soil, 1 part worm castings, 1 part peat moss, 1.5 parts sand, 1.5 parts sifted perlite, 1 tablespoon of Mykos, or if you buy the tree, you can use cactus soil mix, any well-drained soil mix. This tree is not fussy with it. It blooms spring through fall, so that's your added bonus. And it attracts butterflies, lots of butterflies, hummingbirds, bees. It loves full sun. It'll take either an alkaline or acid soil, but the soil has to be well drained because it doesn't tolerate moist conditions. It grows in zones 6 to 9, so if you don't want to use it as a bonsai tree, you can use it as a tree out by your house. But it prospers in hot, dry environments once it's established. It'll produce berries after it's done flowering, so you could take the seeds from the berries and you can grow your own Vitex tree. But if you really would like to have the flowers on your bonsai tree, then after it forms, as soon as it starts to form the berries, or as soon as the flowers start to die, just clip them, so that way there you can get more repeat blooms. So here's our tree. The pot was a little bit damaged in shipping, but that's shipping. What are you going to do? So the first thing we're going to do is cut the pot open. This is our Vitex tree right here. First thing I'm going to do is cut it so we can get our tree out. At least the pot's easy to cut. Let's see if I can get through it. Well, too hard, broke the scissors. So don't buy cheap scissors. They were good for a while, they lasted, but I got them for $2, so I got another pair. 2 more pairs. So the pot is strong. Unbelievable. Okay, we got that out. Hey, for $2, what are you going to expect? So, let's take the soil off the roots and see what we have. Well, we have a very nice root system. I gave it a good soaking last night, all the trees that I got in the mail. So that way they have a good drink of water. Right now they're outside. I got them in a cardboard box, surrounded on all 4 sides with the top open, so there's plenty of sun out today. So if it gets any colder tonight, it'll survive the temperatures. But look at the strong root system on this. Very good Vitex tree. Very nice roots. I can't believe how nice these roots are. Very good. Look at the strong root system on this baby. Look at how nice and strong it is. So right now I'm going to take it in my bucket and rinse it. See how much I can get off of it. Okay. Let's take our soil and dump it. Now, the first thing we're going to do is see if we can get more of the soil out of the roots. Some of these roots are grown in a circle, but there's nothing you can do about that. You got to just train them to go straight to have a nice nice radial base, nice radial flare out. Yeah, these look pretty good. Very nice roots. Okay, so I'm going to take my stronger shears, what I should have cut the pot with. Cut some of these roots off. First, I got to practice my own methods and dip it in some peroxide. Because we want it to grow in a nice radial root fashion. Here's one long. We're going to get rid of all these roots that are growing down. Now don't forget, when these things flower, the flowers smell almost like the lilac tree. The flowers on the lilac. Okay, here's one that's twisting around. We're going to cut this one. See how it's going in a circle? So we're going to cut that. Get rid of that root. Now, is there any more growing in a circle? You have to try and pull this apart. Now, you don't have to invest in a root rake. If you can't afford it, just use this chopstick, like I'm using. Okay, let me rinse it a little more. Okay, we got one strong taproot there. We're going to cut that. Put our roots on the side. Now we want to just pull out the roots. Don't be afraid to pull on them. It's spring and it'll grow. Ho, ho, ho-de, ho, ho, ho. And what do we have here? We have a surprise. There are two growing in one. Amazing. Look at that. It's got green growth on it. And we got another one with green growth on it. So, this one I'm going to save and repot later. Look at that strong root system. So I'm going to let that sit in the water until I get a chance to take care of it. And it's still growing. My goodness, we got a bonus. Thank you, Clint Cotton, for your magnificent trees that you sell. Okay, we're going to use... I know this isn't supposed to be for pruning roots, but for now, until I can get my other set of scissors. Those scissors I got, I think, for $2. And I bought 6 of them, so one breaks. Well, that's life. Clean my scissors out real good. Get these roots, throw them in the garbage. There we go. Now, don't be afraid to get your hands dirty. I don't care how old you are. It's always fun to play in the dirt. Or not the dirt in the soil, correct. Forgive me for that, because dirt is what you sweep off the floor. Okay, so now we're going to get my fast draining soil mix. And I got this pot here. Got the screen on the inside. And we're just going to hold it down so we can get our soil in there. Now I have to get a pot ready for that young one too later, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to mound the soil so this is going to be almost like a triple trunk tree. But what I'm going to do is I got a stronger pair of branch cutters, and you see I'm going to take this middle section off, and we're going to take, I think we're just going to let it grow for now. I don't know if this is dead or not, because then it'll look like a candelabra. Well, let's see what happens. Let's just grow it, and we'll let it grow with vigor and prune from there. We'll let it grow with vigor, and then we'll go from there. That's what we're going to do. Okay, the roots are nice. So all I'm going to do, so they fit in the pot better, rinse it so I don't get my good shears. dull. So there we go. Okay. And I think for now, we're going to put it in something like this. We can always get a new, we can always get our front view later on, but right now we want our tree to grow. And give it a little bit more in the top there so it sits in flush. Make sure the roots are fanned out. Do the best you can. If you don't have a root rake, use your fingers. Now, I have some rocks here too. I went to the Schroeder's Quarry out here in Chicago. I think it was on Southwest Highway off of Harlem. But they got some nice, beautiful rocks. So we can put maybe one or two of them in there just for a little balance. But first, let's get our tree into the soil real nice. Make sure you get the soil in between the roots. Okay, there we go. Now it's cool outside. So that'll allow our roots to grow. I'll put it in a nice shaded location. Take a little bit of Azos so we get some nitrogen affixed to it. A little shot in there. And we can take this rock here and put it in so it looks like it's in there just for something different. And one maybe back here. Let's get a little more soil in there. We got to get these roots nice and covered. And something flat. There we go. Just for now, just to keep the root base in. And that one we're going to leave as our focal point. So later on we can, once the tree starts to grow, we can arrange it and do whatever we want with it. Make a nice little scenery on it, or just grow the tree for what it is, a beautiful tree. Okay, get a little more around the rock there. Now let's give it a good watering. Now you know the bottle on these things, once you drill a hole in the top, the bottles will collapse. So how do you get the bottles back into shape? The bamboo stick that your plant comes in, put it in, push it, pop them out, and your bottle's good again. Just a little something to help you out. And don't forget to look for your turntables at garage sales, because they'll be out there. Okay, now we got the soil going in good. And I think this rock situation looks good. Maybe we can put a third one in? Or will that be gaudy? I don't know. Let me see what rock we got over here. A piece of slate. Might just fit in just right because it's the same color. How do you like that? Well, right now, you're going to say, look at all this perlite sticking up. Well, you can always take a mixture of sand and peat moss and then use it for dressing the top. Sorry for the stuff dropping. I got a bit of a mess I have to clean up. So we're just going to put our mixture on top as a dressing. It'll cover up all your perlite. This is also part of a help your soil to drain fast. Just something different. Nice little tree, and you won't be disappointed because this tree you water it and let it dry out completely and then give it some more water. But once it starts to dry a little bit, because it's young, wait a little bit so it can get established, and once it's established it'll take the drought better. I want to put a little bit under the rock, and I think that will look just fine. I can't believe we got 2 in 1. So you want a dependable grower to buy your trees, your Vitex or Crape Myrtles from? Clinton Cotton, the Crape Myrtle guy, he's good. A very good product. That's why I stick with him, because I always get good trees. Okay, I'll give it a little more water. Now, a lot of you think, well, he doesn't have big bonsai trees. Well, I'm like you, I'm starting out fresh. We gotta start out young. Once you get experience, then you can go to the nursery and get some big bonsai plants that they're getting rid of for half price, and then go from there. But right now, start small and work your way up. Like I said, it's like going to school all over again. You're learning. And in that process, you get better and better all the time. Sure, you make a mistake. I made a lot of mistakes. But I keep on trying. I don't give up. And that's the main thing. Don't give up. Later on, we can put some moss on here. Whatever we want. So don't forget, if you got a landscape place that sells stone and stuff, a lot of them are open to the public. You can go in there and pick your stone, and they'll give it to you for a couple of bucks. But right now, there's our Vitex. There's a little branch growing out here, but I don't care. We're going to use that as a sacrificial branch later on so we can get this trunk to grow. But that's our tree, our little Vitex. So don't be afraid to try. And then, popsicle sticks. Mark the date you got them. So today's Friday, dance night, big band night. Grab yourself a cup of tea, push the table and chairs on the side, grab your wife, your loved one, dance to the music of the big bands, then sit down, relax, and have a nice cup of tea. So my name's Tom Novak. Thank you for coming to Grow and Clip Bonsai, and enjoy the day. Take care, everybody.